Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Get Tech Smart. I am your host, Flo Nicholas, and today I'm really excited to have our guest from the Sea Science Center, and we're going to learn everything that's going on and all the wonderful STEM programs they have available for families and schools. So with me today is Shana Hawrylchak and as well as Peter. Or do you go by Pete? What do you prefer?
Either's fine. Pete.
Okay, Pete is fine. So Pete Gustafson. So I'm really excited to have you guys here. And I met you recently. Actually, we've met several times at the New Hampshire Tech Alliance events. So this is your chance to put a spotlight on what's going on at the Sea Science Center and why everyone in New Hampshire should be aware of what you guys offer and why they need to stop by.
Yeah, so I feel like the Science Center is really one of those hidden gems of Manchester. Folks might not know about us, but we're one of the few hands-on science centers in New Hampshire, and we really serve Manchester, Nashua, and all those surrounding towns and counties. We've got over 90 hands-on exhibits for families to play with. We do demonstrations, programs, birthday parties, you name it. But it's a fun place for families to get together and really spend time together as a family.
Yeah. So, Pete, and she just mentioned that there's like various exhibits there. We're going to do a breakdown, right? Because people always, love to know what's going on. There's some schools that probably take the bus trip to Boston, but we want them to stay here. So let's tell them why they need to stay here in the exhibits that are available.
Yeah. So the exhibit topics range from space to forces in motion, to dinosaurs. We have exhibits on properties of light, bubbles. We have exhibits that focus on the human genome and biology, as well as simple machines, electricity and magnetism. Those are your typical exhibit topics for a hands-on science museum, mostly physics. And then we have the Milliard Lego Project, which is a Guinness record holding exhibit. It's the largest permanent Lego exhibit at minifigure scale in the world.
Wow.
And it's a model of the Milliard in Manchester. It's running trains, more than 3 million Lego bricks, more than 6,000 Lego minifigures. We get a similar reaction from kids and adults.
I bet.
It's a big wow factor. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, there's this movement that I'm seeing across schools and from educators, real world experience, hands-on experience. So besides just like walking around and looking at exhibits, what are the hands-on STEM projects that kids can work on and, hey, even adults can work on as well?
Yeah, so we pride ourselves in that all of our exhibits are hands-on, so we really try to make components really friendly for kids and families to come and experiment with. So you're not just walking, sort of looking at displays, you're actually interacting with those phenomena and getting to see how they work. We also do all sorts of live demonstrations. So our program staff will come out and you can use our Van de Graaff generator to make your hair stick up or, blow air out of an air cannon. So those are fun things that the families can get involved in. And then we have tons of hands-on programs for schools, and we really specialize those to the different age groups that come through and the types of things that are going to excite them to get involved in STEM.
Yeah. Do you guys do any of the other events that happen? Like last year, there was like the Wicked STEM New England event, and I know some schools like people to actually come into their classroom and do the hands-on STEM activities. Is that something that you guys offer?
We do, yeah. All of our programs can happen at the Sea Science Center, and we also have a mobile version of our programs, so we can go and do light chemistry at a classroom or at our facility as well. But we have exhibits that or programs that feature Lego pieces where we do an engineering and problem-solving class, right? Hands-on activity where. And that can happen in one of our classrooms at sea or mobile. We can go to classrooms and run the programs there. Yeah.
And then we have a couple of big things coming up towards the summer. So we have our big Kickoff to Summer event. So it's a week-long celebration at the Science Center, marking the start of the summer season right after school ends. And we really focus on bringing in sort of a STEM educator from the outside for that week. So we have a special feature. and we are featuring the insectarium. So there will be some insects that you can see, touch, and really get to close eye view on. So that's going to happen for a full week starting June 16th through the 22nd. And then we also have a whole range of summer camps that are coming up. So we have 7 different STEM-themed summer camps throughout the summer. And each of them features a different STEM project.
Okay, well, let's break it down a little bit, right? Because I know as parents are starting to, we're almost in April, right? So parents are already starting to say, oh, Lord, I do not want my kids home. Where can I send them? So let's do a breakdown of, pick your top 3 of the programs that you guys will be running.
It's hard to pick the top 3. But, so we're partial to, we run our own camps, but we also feature educators from other nonprofits. So, we have camps. We have Spy Camp, and that one's really fun. So the kids get to solve a mystery each year using their STEM skills. And we also feature camps from UNH STEM Lab. They do a Sea Perch camp. We got Media Power Youth does a camp where kids get to, debunk science theory and make their own movie.
Oh, nice.
And then we also, starting this year, we've been working with Army, the Advanced Regenerative Manufacturing Institute, to bring a BioTrek camp to the Science Center.
That's great. So I actually ran into the team of Army at Wicked STEM New England last year, and they had the pig's heart that they had stripped all the cells off. My 15-year-old was very fascinated with it. And she's like, Mom, you want to touch this? I'm like, absolutely not. But fascinating, but I don't want to put my hands on it. So that's definitely fun. Now, when it comes to the summer programs, what are the hours? So what can parents expect in terms of pickup and drop off?
Yeah, so all our camps are from 9 to 3:30. And then it includes, I didn't get to mention the other 2, but we have 2 other camps also with great partners. So
hey, let's mention them. We
Lego
have plenty
Animation
of time.
Camp, which is always very fun. So they get to design their own animation movies using Lego figures. And then we also have a camp that we partner with First Robotics on. So they get to do their own robotics.
So when they're doing the First Robotics, what's involved in that? Is that actually creating like a robot?
They use a Lego robot cube.
Okay.
And they program that robot to fulfill certain tasks. And each year the tasks change. So it's a little bit of coding, and it's a lot of problem solving and teamwork. And it's the first kind of step into the first programs that rise up through their robotics competitions.
One of the cool features of the camp is that we have a great partnership with First, and they actually get to reveal the challenge for the year gets revealed at our camp. So it's a sneak peek, sort of the competition year.
Okay, so the robots that they make during the summer camp can be used for the First Robotics challenges, or
they might take some of the knowledge they gained during our camp to their own teams.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But they'll get a sneak peek on one of the challenge courses.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And I mean, I think one of the things I really love is that you guys are collaborating with other organizations and offering, the various STEM projects and STEM activities that the kids can do. Are you constantly looking for educators in the field?
We love to collaborate with other groups. So we really see like the Science Center as that first step and first introduction into STEM. We're trying to get kids and their families excited about STEM and comfortable with STEM. And once they've sort of been introduced to it through us, we have all these great partners that can take them to the next level.
Right.
So we see that as sort of a natural progression that we are sort of the gateway to a lot of these great STEM programs.
No, that makes sense. And then, so what's the history behind the Sea Science Center? When was it created and opened, and who thought, this is a great idea to have this center?
That one to you, since you've been here for a while.
Yeah, a little while. Yeah. So the Sea Science Center opened its doors in 1986 in the Mill Yard in Manchester. Founded by Dean Kamen, local inventor and entrepreneur who really wants to share the importance and excitement of science, technology, engineering, and math. Dean says something like, engineering is the only sport where everyone can go pro.
Right.
So he wants, and he's constantly on a recruitment trying to get young people excited about science so that they can fill all the potential jobs down the road that are available to them.
Yeah.
So we started as a small hands-on science center that was open I think we were open by appointment only first, and then we were open on weekends, then a couple days a week, and we've grown into a facility that's really a resource for teachers, families. It's a place to have fun, but you can learn a bit about science at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I recently watched an Amazon kind of documentary on Dean Kamen, and it was very fascinating. Really loves his. I love his passion for STEM as well. So it's really great to watch that. So you have the STEM programs that are going on. You're collaborating with other educators. What would you say, just based on what you're hearing with the kids coming in and the educators? What is the favorite exhibit?
Favorite exhibit?
It really it really depends on the kid.
Okay.
And the family.
I might put
Things
the
change.
Pulley chair out there.
Pulley chairs, yeah.
Pulley chair is a big one.
We have the simple machine area where you can lift yourself. You sit in a chair and you pull on a pulley and you can lift yourself. It's 1/7 or 1/5 of your weight. We have 2 different chairs. That does get a lot of activity.
Yeah, I have to say, my 7-year-old parents came in and they were racing each other on the pulley chairs.
Oh my goodness!
I took video. It was amazing.
So it's not just for the kids; it's
no.
for the adults as well.
Yeah.
We get tons of adults, and I think sometimes adults use their kids as an excuse
To come and
through
play.
the door
Yeah.
because they get right into the exhibits.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's just going on in STEM, like globally and locally as well, right? It's constantly new innovation, new technology, just so many new things that are coming out. How are you guys managing to keep up with this ever-changing STEM world, and just making sure that your exhibits are kind of like up to date with the time of all this evolving technology that we see?
Yeah, so I think like a big part of that is like working with our partners. So for example, we've been partnering with the New Hampshire Tech Alliance recently quite a bit, so to showcase their product of the year, because we feel like we want to showcase a lot of these amazing inventions that are happening right here in New Hampshire. A lot of folks don't think of New Hampshire as a tech hub, and we have tons of amazing tech companies out there. So we've been partnering with them to showcase that each year. And then we've been partnering with different companies for our programs that we do for schools as well. So, for example, the Army, the Advanced Regenerative Manufacturing Institute, we partner with them to develop some STEM programs for middle school age kids to just let them know that these careers are going to be a potential in the future. A lot of kids get out of high school and they think, oh, I've got to go to Boston or I've got to go over here, and they don't. They can stay local and contribute to the amazing things that are happening in our local area.
Yeah, well said. I agree with that. What's your take on it, Pete?
Well, those field trips with Army, they're introducing kids to bioengineering and concepts related to it. We met yesterday with a fella from Rockwell Automation, and they're bringing automation to the car industry or the food industry, and now perhaps the bioengineering industry. And those kinds of opportunities are there for high school graduates, college graduates, PhDs. There's opportunities for all kinds of people. And it's new and so exciting to tell kids about it. It really is. It's great.
Who doesn't want to play with pig heart? That's
been decellularized.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you said are you guys taking the kids to Army, or they're bringing their program into the Sea Science Center?
So we actually co-developed a program with them so that we can run it. We had over 1,800 kids go through it this fall.
Oh my goodness.
So that's been a really amazing thing, and we have some great programs that allow us to do it for free for Title I schools. So we're getting a lot of kids who never maybe would have even realized this was a possibility, talking about these cool new things happening in their backyard. So it's been a pretty awesome partnership.
Yeah. Are there any partners that you're like, oh my God, we got to work with these guys, but you haven't really been able to, connect with them or collaborate with them?
Oh, I feel like we're always just like
Yeah.
finding new amazing partners around the corner. I think that can be one of the challenges in New Hampshire is like while we're small, we're not all quite connected yet.
Right.
And like trying to figure out all like what resources you have in your backyard can be one of those sort of obstacles slash like amazing opportunities.
Yeah. Do you have a wish list of any partners you'd love to collaborate with?
Well, over the years, we've had a lot of great partners, and there's always potential for more out there. One way we've been able to engage with people is through volunteerism,
Okay.
right? On a vacation week at the Science Center, we'll have activity tables out in the Science Center, and we'll reach out to, Fidelity to engage their employees for volunteers, or Cambridge Trust Bank will come and volunteer, or Bellwether Credit Union will send their volunteers. So it's not just tech companies that we like to get involved with.
Right.
We want to include the whole community. We feel it's important.
No, I think what you're saying is spot on. And that's one of my missions is, that's why I invited you guys to come here is like, as you mentioned, there's this concept of there's nothing happening here. In order to do STEM, we gotta, cross the border, go to Massachusetts or, maybe Maine or Vermont. So it's really important for me to shine the spotlight on organizations that are doing amazing things because, it's when I always tell this story is like, I ended up going to law school. And now I pivoted from law to technology at a late age, in my 30s. And I want kids to have this exposure so that, they're like, oh my God, I didn't consider that I don't have to, go to law school. I can, go in tech or do some science or in engineering. So I think that exposure, would you agree, is very critical early on.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a good point. Like, a lot of times kids are looking at the sciences and looking at them by like the subject matter they take in school.
Yeah.
And those aren't the jobs that are out there, the cool opportunities. So having that opportunity to really have the kids see what some actual jobs are helps really open their eyes to like all of the little nooks and crannies that they didn't even know existed.
Exactly. Yeah. And what are your thoughts on that?
Another one of our summer camps is called Camp Summer Science. And a couple of the modules in that camp, one is reverse engineering. So the kids bring something from home and take it apart.
Oh, wow.
And so on. They learn how to use basic tools. Then they can see what's inside, a VCR or a CD player or something like that. And it's really eye-opening for them, one, to be able to use the tools, disassemble something, and then find out what the parts are inside and how they work together. Another module from that camp is prototyping. So they come up with an exhibit idea for the Science Center and build a prototype.
Wow.
It's very interesting to see what kinds of exhibits, topics
they come up with.
the kids will come up with at camp.
Oh, that's
they get
fantastic.
to be creative. Being creative is important. Having the tech and the science side, but a lot of what we do is to get people and kids to be creative, to have fun, to pursue their interests, right?
And I think a big one that we always talk about is being okay with failing, and failure is a beautiful thing that we should all really sort of celebrate more than we do, because failure is where you learn. So getting kids really used to tinkering, playing. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. You can try again, and you learn something.
Yeah, no, that's spot on. I was at the Young Inventors program last weekend, and it was a group of students. So it was these two girls that were, and the judges were all in front of them. First of all, that's kind of scary when you have got like 4 people watching you try to make your invention work, and they just couldn't get it to work. And I felt so bad because I could see the frustration on one of the little girls because it just wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. And I was so happy when I saw one of the judges say, yeah, but hey, quick question. Did you have fun creating this? Kind of pivot the question.
That kind of stuff is normal. That happens to all of us all the time, And kids need to be able to be resilient, realize, okay, it didn't work that time. I'm going to keep trying.
Right.
And be persistent.
And the problem is when you get afraid of failure, you don't try.
Exactly.
And you don't try new things, you don't experiment, and science is all about experimenting and picking yourself back up and trying again.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that having that question kind of pivoted to, did you have fun, right? remember, it's also about having the fun. And you mentioned something that I agree with 100%. It's about the creativity as well. We tend to forget that, you want to challenge yourself. You want to look at things and problems in many different perspectives, right? And I think that's what makes for a great career in STEM, because it isn't just about the final product, but also the steps that you took to get to the final product, the collaboration, working with teams, the critical thinking, the problem solving. All that is important. And it sounds like, based on the hands-on activities that you guys offer, that's all incorporated in your programs.
Yeah, and I think one of the other really important things is helping people find their passion.
Yeah.
So it's not all about like knowing everything about every subject, but if you find that area that really sort of sings to you, we want you to follow that, because when you have passion, those little failures, those little bumps in the road, they don't matter, because the passion will carry you through.
No, that's spot on. Let's talk about some AI stuff. I mean, are you guys incorporating any AI? Because we keep seeing AI, like, I feel like every article I'm reading is about AI.
Yeah, we've had some fun. We actually work with some great volunteers over at York IE, and we developed our own Matchbox computer. It's called Menace. And so we've been bringing that out for vacation weeks quite a bit, where kids can actually help play this Matchbox computer and teach the Matchboxes how to beat people in tic-tac-toe.
Oh, wow, that's
a lot of fun.
It's machine learning. The machine is the matchboxes and the system of beads, colored beads. And the machine learns how to play tic-tac-toe over time. If it happens to win a game, it's rewarded with more beads. If it loses a game, it's punished, and we remove beads. So the idea is that over time, the machine learns what the best moves are. So by the end of it, it will either tie, or draw, or beat the human.
Right.
And it's fascinating to see people interact with this game to help teach it. Yeah.
So that's one of the areas we've been playing around with a little bit in AI. Again, it has a little bit of the flavor of our hands-on while we're talking about a computer concept.
Yeah. Have you guys ever thought about teaching the kids how to use the NLP, the natural language programming? Did I use an acronym right? There's so many acronyms I can't keep up. To learn how to create their own chatbots?
We haven't done with chatbots. We do a little bit with programming through our FIRST camps and activities we do with FIRST, but we haven't used the NLP yet. Okay.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's fascinating. There's this lawyer that I know who's like, I just created my chatbot. I'm like, who does that? Like, how? So it's just fascinating just how much is going on with AI. And one of the things that I was reading an article yesterday, and it was saying that there's an increase now in jobs that are essentially saying we need somebody who works well and has experience working well with artificial intelligence products. Do you see that as essentially the skills now that students will need to learn in the classroom?
Definitely, it's one of them. There are so many new emergent fields that are coming out. Like another area that we've been poking around in a lot is quantum mechanics. And really trying to make that understandable for kids and parents who maybe there's like, they keep hearing the words, but they're like, what does that mean? So I think all of these new emerging technologies are areas where, we as educators have to see, okay, how can we make this relatable? Because we start getting into some really advanced concepts, but there's always this core that we can sort of get to and sort of get people interested and exciting about what's happening.
Yeah. Do you guys have any like gaming stations? Because my girls are gamers. They love just doing the games.
I think we have one computer game on the exhibit floor. It was developed by some students at Southern Hampshire University a few years ago. And it's all about the different gravitational pulls of different planets, I believe. Yeah.
Gravity Expedition.
Yeah, Gravity Expedition.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think you were about to say something before I asked you that question.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
We're talking about the AI and the chatbots. So, yeah. So what should people know that we haven't already covered about the Sea Science Center? What's your call to action to bring more families and educators to come and visit?
I think like one of our big sort of gems is that we really do focus on some of the stuff happening right here in New Hampshire, and we're we're a community museum, so we really want to see folks from our area coming through, talking to us about stuff, getting excited. You can definitely go to some of the bigger museums down in Boston, but it's going to be a much different experience and a lot more hassle.
Right.
Like we're right in your back door, your backyard, and it's definitely, we've got enough for people to have a really great time when they visit.
Yeah, but right off the highway in Manchester, we have free parking.
Yeah.
Free parking.
That makes a huge difference.
We offer family membership, library membership, so people can go to their local libraries and see if they're members and visit us that way through their local library membership.
I think one thing I'd like to piggyback on what Pete is saying. So we've been able to work with a lot of different great philanthropic companies and people to make things that more affordable for families who might be on like EBT assistance. So like there are ways to come to the Science Center. So I'd like to also say, like, don't be shy about asking. We'll find a way to make it affordable for your family to come.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you mentioned before we started recording that you guys are very busy right now, all the way through June, essentially. And how do you prep for all the students that are going to be coming for the next several months?
Yeah, our educators are pinging around right now,
Yep.
I think.
They are.
How do we...
Well, it's on the we're ready. It's the teachers out there.
Yeah.
Don't wait too long to book your field trip, teachers.
Yes.
Don't wait too long, because if you call in late May, we're gonna be booked solid.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So we try to get pretty creative with getting in as many bookings as possible. We also let teachers know that like we can come to you because especially recently with the expense of busing, that can be a good option for a lot of teachers.
Right. And now when you're going to the schools, like how many activities can you realistically bring?
So it depends a little. Sometimes a school will come and we might do 3 or 4 different classes with the same activity. And other times there might be 2 educators that go and sort of swap activities between classes. One of the things we really pride ourselves in is that we do basically small group. So a lot of places you might go and you might sit in an auditorium hall and see a demonstration. But because we're so focused on those hands-on programs, we won't go above a small class size. So we really try to make sure that each of the kids are really getting involved in the activities.
Yeah, that's great. And just mention again the events that you have coming up so we can make sure people remember so they can come check it out.
So we have an adult event at the Science Center on April 12th and 13th. It's called the Champagne Putt. It's a mini golf tournament.
All right. So champagne and golf.
Yes, adults only. It's a fun event. You can find out more about it on our website. Then the kickoff to summer is coming up late June as well. We have a traditional golf tournament at the Stonebridge Country Club on June 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we keep running into each other. Are there any other events that you have mapped out for the year that you think you will have a display or one of the Seaside Center tables?
There are a bunch coming up. So I'm trying to think. I know we'll be at the YMCA's Rock the Block coming this summer. I'm trying to think of which other one.
STEM in the Stadium.
STEM in the Stadium.
At the Fisher Cats Stadium.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I need to look it up.
It's a busy one.
That's busy. A lot of kids on field trips at the ballpark.
Okay.
And a lot of science vendors in the rotunda.
Oh, I'm going to have to take a look at that. I didn't know about that. Yeah. And I know there's I don't know if you guys participate in the Wicked STEM New England. That's coming up in September.
Yep. So we'll have that in September. We'll be at the Celebrate Ed event in September. We'll probably be up at the McAuliffe Museum has an aviation and sort of space event that we'll be at. So it'll be busy.
Yeah, you guys are busy. Busy good, right?
Busy good.
Educating our kids and helping them get hands-on experience on various STEM activities, which is good because that exposure lets them know that, hey, it's not just, when we say STEM, isn't just like one thing. It's various activities that are available. So in closing, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to do your kind of pitch, a call to action, whether you guys are looking for more volunteers or more companies to collaborate with you. I'll start with you, Shana.
I think we're always looking for people who are passionate about what we do. So like my call is if you are, either you're interested in just giving back to your local community and you might want to volunteer or be on a board or be in a committee, or you might want to have your company get involved. We are pretty open. We love to talk to people about that type of stuff, and we just want people to feel really good about what they're doing with the Science Center, both from the perspective of families and kids coming in to enjoy our services, but also folks who are coming in to help out and make everything work.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess my call is to people, maybe teenagers who think they've outgrown the Science Center, because they haven't.
Right.
And once they get there, they turn into kids again and have fun and play and discover. And you're a little bit older now, so you can understand a lot of these science concepts that maybe you didn't get when you were in the 3rd grade, right? So the Science Center, we feel it's a place for people of all ages to come have fun, re-engage, find a new way to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's for adults too. Yeah.
It's for adults too. It's better than just sitting in the house watching Netflix all day. So it's a way to be engaged and learn, right? And have fun while you learn. Mm-hmm. So it's perfect. So well, I really appreciate you both coming here and helping me put a spotlight on the Sea Science Center, so we can get more people. You will be seeing me soon. Definitely want to bring my kids. Do you guys have a snack area? Because I have that 4-year-old who is.
We have some benches throughout the Science Center that people can bring a snack if they.
And we've got emergency snacks for parents.
Okay, all right.
And there's some local restaurants we can recommend as well.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, because it is in Manchester, so it's definitely close to a lot of good places to eat.
We've got great restaurants in Manchester.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Well, thank you guys so much again for being here.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to stop by and visit and see you guys at some of the events that you're going to be at. So, and to everybody else, thank you so much for watching another episode of Get Tech Smart. Make sure you make your way up to Manchester at the Sea Science Center and go have fun, go experiment, go STEM. See you soon.